I honestly don't know why so many people hate on this movie.
In an uncertain world, in a chaotic time, justice wears a mask.
Was good. His was better.
And here we have Batman Forever. Batman Forever is directed by Joel Schumacher, stars Val Kilmer, Jim Carrey, Nicole Kidman, and Tommy Lee Jones. Now, this is the first Batman film directed by someone else rather than Tim Burton. As you know, Tim Burton directed Batman and Batman Returns. Now, Joel Schumacher has took his place and made the Batman one of the most controversial characters for two films, for Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Like I said in my intro, I don't get why so many people hate on this movie. I mean, I do, but I don't. Because this movie's bad. It's really bad. But it's not as bad as Batman and Robin. I prefer the Adam West Batman than Batman and Robin. That's how you know the movie's bad. I would rather watch the Adam West TV show and movie than the actual Batman and Robin movie that Joel Schumacher made after Batman Forever. But I don't want this to be a rant video, so I will actually make this review a review. So let's get started. Basically, what Joel Schumacher did, and the reason why so many people don't like it, is that he destroyed the Batman character. He made the image terrible. Because in Batman Returns, you finally got the full image of Batman. We knew what we were in for. It was a dark character. He was the Dark Knight. He finally became the Dark Knight. I loved what Tim Burton did with Batman. I was very excited to see a third movie in the series. I was hyped, but then we got a different director. But then everyone was like, okay, look, this could be good. We don't know yet, but we'll give it a shot. And I gave it a shot, and I get crapped on my face for giving Batman Forever a shot because this movie is not good at all. The dialogue in this movie is so stupid because we now have around Val Kilmer. He is now portraying the role as Batman, and I do not like what he did. His portrayal is it's just plain, it's boring, and you don't believe that he's Batman. I don't feel like Val Kilmer gave his 100%. I think he gave like 50% out of 100% for his whole entire role. The way he talks in this movie, he's like goes to Alfred. This isn't exactly what he says, but this is how he talks. He's like, Alfred, we need to stop Two-Face and The Riddler. That's exactly how he talks. Like, it's so boring and just plain. I'm just like, I don't believe that you're invested into this character, and I don't believe you are Batman. And we also have Chris O'Donnell that is now portraying Robin. This is the first time you see Robin on the big screen. And is he a good Robin? No. He's not a good Robin at all, actually. He's terrible Robin. But I think Chris O'Donnell did better in this movie than he did in Batman and Robin, because Joel Schumacher just like pretty much killed the Robin character in Batman and Robin. But he was pretty much killing it in this one, but until we saw Batman and Robin. That's when he officially killed him, and I was just like, what did he do to the Batman series? But the acting in this movie, it's not that good. And also we have a new character, Nicole Kidman's character. I don't even know why she's in this movie. She doesn't fit. She's just there to be there, in my opinion. I think she's just there to get Batman laid. Because every time she sees Batman, she's rubbing against his chest. She's saying all these sexual things. And she's always in these sexy outfits that like pretty much means like, hey, I want to bang you. Like, come on, really, Joel Schumacher? You can do better than that. This is a comic book movie. Okay? Don't make it some porno. Come on now. No. But I don't like how her character was portrayed. I don't like what she did at all. Nicole Kidman was one of my least favorite characters. Robin and Nicole Kidman are my least favorite characters. But the acting in this is boring. It's stupid. And this movie is outrageous because his Batmobile, no joke, can fly up a wall now. It can drive and go straight up the wall. And it's just so unbelievable. Like, Tim Burton set up a pretty decent realistic world for the 80s and 90s when those films came out. It was pretty realistic, not as realistic as the Dark Knight trilogy, but it was realistic enough as people started believing it. But then when Joel Schumacher came to the screen, he just ruined it. But Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey as Two-Face and The Riddler are my favorite characters in this movie. I feel like they knocked it out the park. I really love what they did. And I really have nothing else to say about Batman Forever. I give Batman Forever a 5 out of 10. I did not really enjoy this movie. I gave it a 5 out of 10 because the script was okay. I mean, it's not the perfect script, but it was decent enough for me to stay invested and watch the movie like the whole way through. But join me next time for my Batman and Robin review with Pigaloink. And I guarantee we're both really, really going to dread that review because that means I have to watch it again. Yay me. So I give Batman and Robin a 5 out of 10. Really didn't enjoy it, but I was invested enough in the film to, stay and watch the whole thing. But the acting in this movie is very bold. I mean, plain, it's stupid. I didn't like what they did. I don't like what Joel Schumacher did. But if you've seen Batman Forever, you know why I'm kind of ranting on this movie, and I'm trying to do this best review as possible, but it's just really hard to do for a really crappy movie. But if you've seen Batman Forever, you know how stupid this is, and if you've seen Batman and Robin, you know how stupid it is. But that's all I gotta say. Now look at Pig and Lunk's review for Batman Forever.
Hi, Movie Madness Reviews. Thank you so much for having me. And so, you know how I've always been excited to watch these Batman movies and to review them? With this one, I'm less excited, kind of not excited, at all, because this movie sucks. Like, this is the first Joel Schumacher Batman film, and Joel Schumacher, he's never been on my radar for the best director or anything. He's never really directed anything too terrible until Batman Forever, because Batman Forever is one of the worst Batman movies I've ever seen. It's the second worst Batman movie ever made, ever recorded to screen, in my opinion, because this movie is so just cheesy and terrible, and it's just everything that Tim Burton built up is just like this dark tone that he built up is completely destroyed in the first 10 minutes when all this cheesy crap and unbelievable and really just stupid and terrible green screen and wire effects are happening, and it's just so cheesy. He just walks in, and you're supposed to believe that if he's like the Dark Knight, and why does he have like this crazy Batmobile if he's just gonna like drive up and like open his car and go out and talk to the reporters when stuff is going on, when there's like a whole crowd of people, so everyone knows it's Batman. He's not Ninja Batman anymore. Everyone knows him. He's not trying to be all stealthy. No, why would they do that? No. And then Val Kilmer as Batman. Oh man, he is bad. No, like, he is really, really excruciatingly horrible, and I never really had that many problems with Val Kilmer until this movie, because this is how he talks. I'm gonna give you a demonstration on how he talks. He talks like this. Sorry, I kicked down your door. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. That is literally what he says, and that makes me so mad, because the Michael Keaton Batman was so good, and then this Batman, it infuriates me. He's so terrible, and the dialogue is just, it's unbelievable, especially the dialogue between Nicole Kidman and Val Kilmer. It's some of the worst dialogue I've ever seen written on screen. And then Chris O'Donnell, we always have to talk about Chris O'Donnell as Robin. It's the worst casting decision I've ever seen, because he can't act. He cannot act. And Val Kilmer put together with Chris O'Donnell is some of the worst casting decisions I've ever seen, and they have the worst chemistry I've ever seen on screen. Yeah, chalk one aside for Tracy Morgan and Bruce Willis on Cop Out. That movie was terrible. This chemistry is worse. And then you can't forget about Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey as the villains, because they are both the Joker. They are both insane and crazy, and I always thought that Tommy Lee Jones could be like a really dark and mysterious Harvey Dent, because we all know that he's Harvey, and apparently they made the Dent name later, but he's Harvey in this movie, and he could be like really like dark and mysterious, but instead he's just crazy, and he's always flipping his coin, and he's like, wah. And you always know that Jim Carrey will be a crazy person in a Batman movie, and if he's a villain, he's definitely going to be crazy person, and he didn't get on my nerves. Well, he got on my nerves, like, to an insane degree, but I wasn't, like, confused by him as much as I was confused with Jim Carrey, as much as I was confused with Tommy Lee Jones, because Jim Carrey he's insane, and you know that he's gonna do crazy stuff, and he does, and none of it makes sense. He's just, like, always insane and crazy, and it's, oh, man. And his suit, his costume, looks like footsie pajamas with little question marks, green footsie pajamas with question marks. just wonderful suit, okay? The budget on this movie was so low, it was just awful. The wire effects, the green screen effects, everything about this movie made me so mad. The only thing that I found good about this movie was Batman's backstory. But that's ruined because Batman is such a bad actor, so you don't care about him. And when you see how his parents die, that's kind of cool because the stylistic action that they show is awesome, but that's only for like 5 seconds of like a 2.5-hour movie. I mean, do you see where I'm going here? This movie is awful, and you know, guys, how my lowest rating is a 1 out of 10. I'm giving this movie a 1.5 out of 10. 0.5 away from my lowest rating. Oh man. So thank you so much for having me. Movie Madness Reviews. Sorry I just ranted like so loud in this, but thank you for having me. This is Big Lunk signing off.